So let's get going. Level Up Leaders call. Now, I want to preface this because this call is not a, there's no requirement to be on this call, but I will say that this call is an optional call. And what I mean by optional is that if you read the post that I made for this call on Sunday evening, this call is for those of you that want to level up. There's not going to be fluff. There's not going to be excuses. This is for those of you that truly want to build. I'm not talking about emerald. I'm talking about diamond and beyond. I have on my affirmation board that we will have 10 elite teams within our organization, and that's what this call is for, is to help every coach to level up. Meaning if you're a coach, that means get to diamond. If you're diamond, get to 1-star. If you're 1-star, get to 2-star, and just level up over the next 10 months, is 11 months this year in 2019, so that we can end the year really strong with a team of leaders. So if you're on this and you're like, whoa, what did I get myself into? This is totally not for me. That is okay. Because this call might not be for all of you. This is for those of you that make Success Club 5 non-negotiable. That's number one baseline, is help 3 people every single month. There's no way that you're going to be able to become a diamond coach or 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, 4-star, 5-star, or earn an income, if that is your goal as well, if you're not helping at least 3 people. If you were listening, there was a training, what was the training? I was listening to a training recently by someone, maybe you know who it was, and you can put it in the chat box, but they said, it was National Wake Up Call. It was one of the newer coaches, and she made it her full-time career within less than a year. She said Success Club 10 was the minimum for her and her team. Non-negotiable Success Club 10. So if you truly want to level up, yes, Success Club 5, but make it SC10 if you truly want to grow and you want to build a community and you want to build a team. So again, this call is not, it's not obligational. Is it the word obligational? That's not the right word. It's not mandatory. It's for those of you that want to partner with me and partner with our leaders and really hit some goals and really create a legacy for our team. I mean, we came out of 2018 last year as number 20 within the organization, a superstar team, but I believe that we can do bigger and better and amazing things this year than we did last year. And that's when it comes to leadership, because that's what I want for our team. I know that's what so many of you want for your teams as well, is a year of leadership. So first things first is to be on this call and to be a part of this. We will be tracking what you're doing. Because if you're my coach, I want to know that you're doing the work to what it takes to level up. And if you're a coach on Jonna's team or Rachel's team or Candace's team or Danielle's team or anyone on here, Alyssa's team, we want to be able to see that you're actually putting in the work. Because if you're showing up on this call every month, but then you're not tracking your business and you're not inviting, then it's going to help us kind of understand really what your goals are. Because maybe it shouldn't be that you should be on this call. Maybe it's that you should, set some new goals. Or maybe, if you're telling me or telling your coach that you want to be at the retreat and you want to be diamond, but you're only inviting 2 people a day, you're going to have to change some things because your actions have to align with your goals. So I'm going to show you this tracker really quick, what it's going to look like, and I'm going to go over it because it's going to change every single quarter. So every quarter it's going to change. It's just going to say different dates, different goals. But this is something that everyone has access to. It is something that you have access to. Please don't edit anyone else's numbers. But this will allow me to look at it for my coaches, and it will allow all of the other coaches on here that have coaches on this call, they can check their numbers as well and kind of see where they're at. So I'm just going to explain this to all of you. Please complete this. It's not like I'm going to say, hey, Candace, you can't be on this call because you didn't fill out the tracker. But if you truly want to be the CEO of your own business and you want to level up, then take ownership of your business, write your numbers down, and know what you're doing, period. Okay, so share the screen really quick. This is what it looks like. Okay, so this is what the Level Up Leaders Mastermind Tracker looks like. These people went and filled it in, so you're fabulous. So I'm going to unhighlight that, reset, and so this is what it looks like. This was not completed, but you can see these are the coaches so far that have put their names on this tracker. And you can see right here, Q1 goal is to hit your new rank by February 12th. Now, February 12th is obviously 14 days away. If you're on this call right now and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm a brand new coach. Is Allie crazy to think that I can hit diamond by February 12th? Well, no, I'm not crazy. I've seen coaches do it, but most likely that's probably, you know, maybe that's not where your goal is as a new coach. So for you, let's just try to focus on getting you to Emerald, by the end of the month, by the end of this week, if possible, by January 31st. So it's, you have to figure out what goals work best for you, because not all of us are going to be the same. It's like if Jonna told me that she was going to go for 15 star by February 12th, I'd be like, wait a second, that's not adding up correctly. I don't think that can happen. So I want you to assess where you're at, but then aim for that next level of what your goal is. So Q1, you can see that all of these coaches right here are going for different goals. You can see we have lots of 1 stars, we have 2 stars, we have 10 star, we have diamonds. These people have not filled theirs out, so they're in red because they're not following the homework assignment. But then you can see everyone else has put in their goals here. So I can take her off. She's Rachel. Good job, girl. And they fill this out. So this is what we want you to do. So if your name's not on here, I'm going to put this tracker in the chat box, and I want you to put your name here and put your goal. If you're a coach, then put Emerald, like Mary Beth did. Mary Beth put Emerald right here. But Mary Beth is really close to Diamond, so she could probably change that. She's not my coach, but I know that just from looking at her drill down. So put your name here and fill out your rank goal for February 12th for Q1. Then you can see here monthly goal. I have at the beginning of this rank by January 30th, which is the end of the month. Really, it's January 31st, but the 30th is a Wednesday, so that's fine. Let me just change it up so I can visually see it. Success code points. What's your goal for the month? What is your goal? Is it success code 5? Is it success code 10? I would say that I'm very happy to see that that mostly everyone on here has 10 and higher, because if you want to level up, I would personally be aiming for success code 10. If you took a poll of all of the elite coaches, the majority of them have an average of SC10, and then the average star diamond coaches have an average of success club 40. So you see that there's a big jump from those that are growing businesses to those who are just staying at that coach to Emerald level. So really aim to help 5 people a month. Monthly goal, you can see I have it broken down into new challengers and new coaches. You can see that some people, Gracie says that she wants to help 4 new challengers, help 4 new ladies get enrolled in a challenge group, and then she wants to help 6 new coaches. So put your numbers here so we can know what you're aiming for on how to help. And then current numbers, this just lets us see where you're at. So for example, okay, for me, I'm going to look at the top because I'm right there, is my goal for the month was SC50. I'm at SC44. So that means for the next 2 or 3 days, I'm going to do certain things to hit my goal of 50 because it's a non-negotiable for me. Goal was to have 5 new challengers. I hit that goal, was 10 new coaches, and I have 16. So it lets me see that the work I'm doing is producing results. Do I use a tracker? Yes. How many people do I invite a day? 20 to 40. Today I did 60 because I'm trying to hit my number of SC50. So your numbers might not look like that, but if you're wanting to help 5 people a month, then you need to make sure that you have that written down so we can see it, but that also that your weekly work is aligning with your goals. So these people right here need to answer these questions because I don't know what they're aiming for if it's not filled out. So that is the tracker. You're going to fill it out. Please do not be nervous. Do not be afraid. We are a team. We are here to support one another and work together. And we want you to see what everyone is doing. If you see that if Chelsea is aiming for 1 star and you see that she's inviting 50 to 75 people a day and she's hitting her goals every quarter, then you know that what she's doing is producing results. It's growing her team. It's growing her challenge group. It's creating income. So fill this out. I'm going to put it in the chat box right now. Here we go. The great thing is with this as well is tracking your business. Let me just unshare this really quick. Copy link. Tracking your business like this is going to allow you to see what you need to do to hit your goal if you're not hitting it. So for example, if Mimi wants to become a solid 1 star and she's inviting 100 people a week, which is around 20 people 5 days a week, if she is not hitting her goal, then she realizes that she's got to tweak something. She either needs to invite more or she needs to maybe do some more coach info sessions, or maybe she needs to do more follow-ups, but she needs to do something, because if she's consistently not hitting her goal, then she's not doing something that's aligning to get her to those actions that she's wanting the results. Okay, so let me stop sharing that. Oh, there's more people in here. I didn't see your faces until just now. Okay, so look in the chat box right there. You can click the Google link, and it is editable. So you can click it, put your name on it. If you're on here, please put your name on there if you're on here, so that we know how we can follow up with you. Now listen, again, do not compare yourself to anyone else. I don't want you to go look at this tracker and say, oh my gosh, this person's going for 1 star. I'm only a coach. No, every single one of you, this is your race, your pace. I don't want you to compare yourself to anyone else, because you're going to get there when it's your timing and based off of what you can commit to. So again, if you're a brand new coach listening right now, but you're ready to go all in, then put Emerald by this Thursday, or by the end of February, put that you're going to become Diamond, or March 1st. You can put whatever goal you want, but just make sure that it aligns with what you can invest into coaching. But don't compare, because if you compare yourself to me, or if you compare yourself to any of those coaches going for 1 star, like Allison and Jana and Candace and Gracie and Alyssa, there are totally different levels. They've been coaching for 1, 2, 3, years. So don't compare. This is your journey. And I love that I see names going on right there. Naomi and Jamie, awesome job. Woo-woo. Okay, which leads into the next thing, is this tracker specifically, is you're going to see that it's going to change once we hit our goals for quarter 1. It's going to change into quarter 2. And something that's really important that all of you probably have seen, I made a post tonight, is that our retreat is coming up. It's not coming up like tomorrow, but it's coming up in May, our Diamond Retreat. And pretty much every single one of you could be there. I'm not going to go into strategy on what Diamond is, because if you missed the Diamond strategy call last week, make sure you listen to it. It's in the file section of the Coach Family page. But I go over everything from why Diamond, how you can get there, how you can make it happen. Because per my calendar right now, because I have a little countdown, let me look at it and give you the exact time, is every single one of you, you have 64 days to become a Diamond coach to earn your spot to the retreat if you want to attend that. The details for the retreat are in the Coach Family page. I will say that we only have 5 spots left. They have filled up very, very, very fast. We have 5 spots left, and once they're gone, they're gone. We cannot make more room unless you want to pop up a tent outside in Utah. That's perfectly fine. But maybe some of you will want to do that, but we have 5 spots left. So the best way for you to get your spot is to register with the $150. It's $150 non-refundable. The reason why is because a portion, your $150 is going to a portion of the house, a portion of the cost of the house. So pretty much I've already paid for the house, and pretty much when you give me the money, it goes right back into covering what I've already paid for, because the house had to be paid in full. So that's how you reserve your spot, is $150 to cover your house. So 64 days, it's 100% possible. I've seen coaches go Diamond in 7 days. I've seen coaches go Diamond in 6 days. I've seen coaches on here go Diamond in 4 weeks, 6 weeks. So this is 100% possible. So before we move on, do you have questions about the tracker, and do you have questions about the retreat? You can unmute yourself if you do. You don't have to put in the chat box. No? Okay, moving on. Okay, you guys had no questions. That's really good. That means that you're well informed. So next thing that we're going to talk about is, I want to talk about one thing in particular that I've just been noticing as I've been checking. Oh, Alyssa said, ready to have so much fun. Yes, we're going to have a blast. So corporate, I've already talked with corporate. 3 corporate people are coming out for the retreat. So we have Keyshawn, we have Kim, and we have Doug Moss. Doug Moss is the corporate mentor for 15 Star. Kim is like the head of everything when it comes to coach training. And then Keyshawn used to be my mentor. Now she's not. She's over on the West Coast side. She's amazing. So they're all going to be coming out, and we're going to be doing small group trainings. Doug Moss is the king of volume. He teaches you volume strategy, how to build an income. Like, he's a genius. And then we have Kim, who's all about kind of onboarding new coaches and the Success Starter Tracker. And then Keyshawn, who is amazing. She's just going to bring the energy and just make you go buck wild for the business and for helping people. So it's going to be really awesome. I have personally texted Autumn and Jericho. We're going to see if they can come, one of them. So hopefully one of them can attend. I do know that Jericho is filming for MM100, so she's not 100% sure yet just because of filming. And then, so waiting to hear back from them. But either way, it's going to be absolutely amazing. It's going to be fantabulous, and you don't want to miss it. These trips, these events are everything. They solidify our team. They take us off of the computer and they put us in real life. And you can ask any of the coaches on here who have been to a retreat or they've been to Summit, that it just takes everything to the next level, and it just makes it real life. It just solidifies it. It creates a connective tissue. I do know that a lot of you are having babies, or there's a lot of you that have childcare issues, or some of you can't take off. I totally get that. If that's the case, get your spot for Summit right now. If you're a new coach, you can earn your ticket. If you haven't earned a ticket and you can't anymore, then get your ticket this month and make it non-negotiable, because you don't want to miss both the retreat and Summit, because they are game changers personally and professionally. Okay, so next is I want to just talk about a couple things that are really important. It's actually one, and I was listening to a podcast, and as I was going through just my coaches personally, I was going through their drill downs, you know, because for our Q1 goal, and I noticed that I saw, one, a lot of coaches inactive, and two is, you know, retaining coaches. And whether or not that all of you are in here to build a business or build an income, it's nice to maximize your income and to retain the customers and the challengers and the clients and the coaches that you do have. So a couple things that I just wanted to just throw out there to help you increase, literally you can increase your revenue by 30% if you do a couple things. And these are things that I've started to put into place and, you know, put into motion for my own challengers and clients and for my team. So first question for all of you is, what is your, and I want you to put this in the chat box, is what is your favorite product that we offer? Favorite product. Put it in the chat box. I want to see what it is. Most favorite product. Put it in the chat box because I just want to see the response. Okay, so look at that. Energize. Okay, now Energize is like cray cray. Oh my gosh. Now I want you to tell the truth. How many of you offer Energize to all of your new challengers and new coaches? Put it in the chat box. Say no or yes. Okay, so look at the response. Lots of no's and sometimes. So my question for you is, you don't have to respond to this, is why? Why are you not offering your favorite product to your new coaches and your new customers? Because you're probably afraid to sell to them. You're afraid to sell to them, and you're probably afraid to offer something that's more money. It's going to add on to that 160 cost. But listen, if this is your favorite product, then you're going to be able to share why it's your favorite product. And this right there can take your income that you're making. It can take your volume. Your volume is your team cycle bonus, okay? And then it can also possibly take your commission up from $15 to $20 per person. So imagine if you're helping 5 women a month, 5 new women a month, and you could increase your revenue and your income, those 5 people, by 5 times $100 a month over the course of 6 months. I mean, that's insane how much money you're going to be making if you started to offer your favorite product. So whether that's Energize or whether that's bars. Oh wait, Allie just says, I was just messaging John and my answers privately. That's funny. So that's the first thing I want you to do is, I want all of you from now on, I want you to start offering also your favorite product to the people that you sign up right off the bat. So when Jamie reaches out to me and Jamie's like, okay, Allie, I saw this program that you're doing. It's starting in February. I want to be a part of it. Send me the details. Okay, I'm going to send her the information. And then she's like, okay, sign me up. How much does it cost? I send her the packages. And she's like, okay, I want this. And I'm going to say, by the way, you have to get Energized. I'm just obsessed with it. It's amazing. I can't handle a lot of caffeine because I have way too much energy, but Energize is different because it just gives you that extra boost of energy and stamina that you need to get your workout done. You will love it. You have to try it. Just try it this one time and put it out there, because all they're going to say is either no or they're going to say yes. And I had someone today, literally, I did it myself as well. I had a girl that signed up for just Shakeology for nutrition. And I said, hey, do you use a pre-workout? I said, because we have this pre-workout that's incredible. It's completely clean. I think you should just try it. I said, because you were talking about struggling to have energy and, you know, your coach info form or your challenge form that you filled out. I was like, would you like to try? She's like, yeah, sure. Sign me up. I'll try it. All I did was ask. So if you started to do that with every single one of your new customers and every single one of your new coaches, you could increase your revenue per person by 30%. And just think long-term, if they're signing up as coaches, the volume that you're going to be making. You're not going to be making 90 PV off of just the Shakeology. You're going to be making that 90 PV plus that other PV from whether Energize or the beach bars or Recover. So start doing that now, because my goal for all of you is not only to develop as leaders, but for you to start actually earning a part-time and or full-time income consistently. And it starts with you offering your favorite product. So you can see there that everyone liked Energize, and that probably more than 60 to 70% of you don't offer it. So ask yourself why. Number 2 is retaining your current customers. Really, really important to retain your current customers. And you know what? This is the thing that falls on you. Now, there's sometimes that customers do not want to stay on the shakes. And there's sometimes they don't want to be using other products. Sometimes people just can't afford it. Money's tight. It's the holidays, or maybe they're trying to pay off debt. Life happens. I get that. But question for you, are you messaging your challengers every single week? Are you checking in with them every single week? Are they getting a message from you saying, hey, how are you doing? I have 2 ways that I connect with my challengers every single week. One, I have a separate Facebook message thread for them. And pretty much every single day, I'm making some type of comment in there. So they're getting a notification that says, Transform Your Life, January Babes. And they know that that's just our group. And a lot of times they ask questions. I even do challenges in there. So last week I did a challenge for them to post their meal prep on their social media, to post their affirmation, to invite people. This past week, I had them all invite 3 people over the weekend, and 3 or 4 of them have already referred people to me to get them registered. So that gives me the ability to create a relationship outside of my challenge group, but in this message thread. And now all of them are talking about the snow, how they're all snowed in right now, and how they're so happy that they don't have to leave their house to work out. It's me creating relationships with my current customers and with one another, which is going to help retain them. And then obviously I actually do a weekly email to all of my challengers as well. So it's just basic. I use Streak, and if you don't have to use Streak, but you can use Gmail, you can use whatever email platform you have, but I put all of my challengers in the same message thread. They don't know that. But I literally just say, hey girl, it's week 2. How are you doing with your fitness, nutrition, and your stress level? Let me know how I can help. That's it. I don't personalize it. I just make it short, simple, and sweet. And they're getting that every single week. And you know what? Sometimes they don't ever respond. But you know what? When they reach back out to me, I'm like, hey, have you been getting my emails I've been sending you every single Tuesday? And they're like, oh, yeah, I've just been busy. I haven't responded. I've been doing my job, period. And it's our job as coaches and as leaders to lead by example and to check in with the people who are paying us for our services. So retaining your current customers is huge. And I hear it all the time. I probably get 3 or 4 messages a day from clients and coaches with other coaches saying that they get no support, they get no help, they have no challenge group, they don't have meal plans, they don't know what they're doing, they have nothing. Do not be that coach that doesn't offer support, because those people are coming to me because they want help and they want to buy product, but they're not getting the support. Be that person for your coach. Be the coach that you would want someone to be for you, okay? Retain your current customers. And even make sure you check out with them. If I see coaches go inactive, like my discount coaches, I'll message them. I'm like, hey, I noticed that you are inactive. I was like, did you put your shakes on hold? Literally this past week, I've had 3, their credit card expired, and they had no idea. They had no idea that their shake didn't go out. That's where you have to do your job to be the boss of your business and to reach out to those people. Don't be afraid. Don't be nervous. They signed up with you. So it's your job to reach out to them and notify them that, hey, you're going inactive. Did you know that? And ask them why, and then see if you can, help answer their objections. Next is, your current people. So not only do you want to increase your revenue, your income from your new people, meaning your new customers, your new coaches, but what about the people that you currently have? They're the easiest ones to work with. So think about all of your challengers and coaches who you currently have, and they're buying the bare minimum, or they're not buying anything at all. You know, for me in my challenge group, in my training group, you have to be getting Shakeology if you're a client, non-negotiable, or if you're a coach, you just have to be active or 50 PV. And believe me, there's been multiple times when I've thought I should just make Shakeology non-negotiable, because what it's doing is sometimes it's devaluing what we have to offer when it comes to our nutritional support. But the thing is that offer different things. So if you have a coach that is struggling with energy, or if you have a coach who's struggling with inflammation, or if you have a coach that is struggling with, you know, losing those last 10 pounds, offer some of the other products that we have for them to try. That will also increase, you know, different ways for you to earn more commission and for you to, you know, increase your team cycle bonus. So for example, I was talking to a challenger yesterday and she's not seeing results. Like, she's not seeing results. And sometimes it happens, but I said, hey, I said, get the 3-day refresh. It's 10% off right now, because I know what we have to offer. Remember, you have to know what we have to offer, not only as products, but also in promotions. And I said, hey, it's 10% off right now. Try the 3-day refresh. Let's see if it does something for you. Maybe your body is just stuck right now. And she's like, yeah, I'll totally do it. So you need to be educated to know how to help your clients and your coaches with their health and fitness needs, but also with their business. I know for me as well, we get everything because I want to know everything and I want to know what works for everyone. So we get the turmeric, we get the 3-day refresh, we get the beach bars. Steve gets the creatine. We try the stuff so I know how I can better help my clients and my coaches. And that's what you want to be doing too. So those are just a few things that I want you just to be aware of to help increase. So think increased number of customers. Obviously that's going to help. I want you to stop thinking the bare minimum of Success Club 5 and go for Success Club 10. Obviously that's going to increase everything for you. Increase your average transaction value. So that means instead of them getting just the 160 challenge pack, get them to get the Energize for $29 or however much it is, or have them get the beach bars. And then 3 is increase the number of times they buy from you. So if they're getting Shakeology every 3 months, let's evaluate that and say, okay, if you can't afford Shakeology every month, let's do Shakeology 1 month, let's do Recover 1 month, let's do Shakeology 1 month, Recover another. And if you start doing those things, you literally could increase your revenue, increase all of it by 30 to 50% more if you start doing that consistently, which would be huge, absolutely huge. And that will start helping you also reach your goals when it comes to team growth and also becoming diamond and beyond. So that was what I wanted to talk about. Okay, any questions about that? Oh, I see lots of questions over here, or comments. Hold on. I'm scrolling. You can unmute yourself and ask questions. Ali K, you said you send that in Messenger or email. What was that pertaining?
Just your one-on-one check-ins from like a keep it easy standpoint. What was it that you do?
Email.
Okay.
Yeah, I do the weekly check-ins on. Usually, I send them out Mondays or Tuesdays. I think I usually do them Tuesdays, but sometimes I do them Mondays, just depending on my week. But those are just like those 3 or 4 simple questions. That's it. And I don't title it a name because I do like a mail merge. So I just makes it easy. And listen, there's a lot that don't respond back, but then there's some who are religious, and you know, they always say, thank you so much for staying in connection with me. Thank you so much for checking in. I really appreciate it, because that's what they're paying us for. I mean, and I know that I want to be like 100% present coach that helps them, you know, because they signed up to do this, and that's going to help them know that I really do care, because we don't want to be the coaches who are just in it for a sale. And that happens often. And that's why probably all of you have maybe received a message from someone who wants to switch coaches. It's because they didn't have a coach who really cared about building a community and serving their community. And that's what we want to be doing, is we want to be serving the women who sign up with us, and we want to be serving our community, you know, and take it, you know, from our head to our heart to our hands, so that we really can help these women change their lives and not just sign up for a challenge pack and then leave them high and dry. That's not what we want. So following up and checking in with them is really crucial. So put that on your to-do list. Even if you have 2 people, email those 2 people every single week. Just check in with them. I do a newsletter as well. I do a newsletter for all my challengers. I do that the 15th of every month. Some of you that are my coaches, you probably got my newsletter because I included you on it just so you can see it. But I do that as well for my challengers is I do a monthly newsletter on the 15th. I only include 2 things, a recipe and a transformation. Really quite simple. And at the end, I say, hey, our upcoming events, upcoming challenge group. And I do that the 15th of every month as well. That's just a way for me to like, you know, give something back to my challengers. And it's funny, I got a tag by someone. I was tagged on by someone on Instagram, and it was literally a challenger from like 4 years ago. She's like, thank you so much for the recipe. You're so awesome. And I'm like, oh my gosh, 4 years ago. And she's still looking at it. That's good. She knows I care, and I'm giving her something to add value to her life without asking for something in return. And then I'm looking over here, the message. I planned out, Ali said, I planned out a reminder every 2 weeks to check in one-on-one. It's a new goal of mine. That's perfect. Every 2 weeks is great. Pick a number that you can be consistent with. So if it's once a week, great. If it's every 2 weeks, great. If it's once a month, do once a month. But let them, they'll eventually know that there's consistency in it. They're going to say, oh my gosh, I know every single month Ali's going to check in with me at the end of the month to see how I'm doing, or the first of the month. So make it, consistent. Put it in your notes somewhere. I'm trying to read the rest. Mimi said, I use the Remind app to message them every Monday. That's perfect, Mimi. Something that just creates that connection, that daily like tap of like, hey, I'm here. I'm here. I use Facebook Messenger, like I said, and I do the emails. That's how I usually, work with my people. Okay, so next, Mary said, so true. I just had a call with the discount coach today. She decided to start up with Beachbody again, bought a Transform Challenge pack, and was ecstatic. She'll have an actual coach to provide her accountability. Yes. You said, we as coaches also need to know the products we're promoting. Yes, 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 yes. I'm telling you guys, I literally had 2 people today who were coaches, and they're like, I just need support. I want to be a part of something bigger than just a product. And that's what we offer. So please, this is a great time for you to evaluate like what you're doing as a coach. We have people a part of our team for like 4 years now, since day one. And it's because of what we offer. It's more than a fitness pack. It's more than Shakeology. It's community, it's friendship, it's camaraderie, and that's hard to find. It really, really is. What were the questions I asked again? So I usually just say like, happy Tuesday or happy Monday. I put that at the top. I'm just like, happy Tuesday. And I'm like, just wanted to check in to see how you're doing. How are you doing with your fitness, your nutrition, and your stress levels? I do ask stress because I think that's really important. And then I don't ask them about their stats. I do get stats, but I don't want to ask them for their stats because if they already sent them to me, then I'm asking them like twice. So I just ask those 3 questions, and usually they'll message me back, and they know, my clients know I want to see pictures and inches and weight every single week. So I usually don't ask that, but I ask those 3 questions. Really, really, really simple. And I'm like, oh, by the way, and I usually will say at the end, like, do you need help with anything? Is there anything I can help you with? Period. Like I had one girl who was really struggling this week, and she's the one that I offered the refresh to. I'm like, hey, get the refresh, get 10% off. When you ask them, how can you help them? Where are they struggling? That's when you can start to meet their needs on multiple different levels. And just like Mary said, you've got to know the products. I mean, I had no idea that we had turmeric and aloe until I did the ultimate reset. I had no idea. And now every single person that has an autoimmune disease, or that has arthritis, or that has migraines, or has gut issues, that's the first thing I recommend to them with their Shakeology, because I know that turmeric is the most powerful anti-inflammatory natural form. And aloe is incredible for your gut. So know your products. If you're like, what the heck is Ali talking about? Just go into our store, go into Team Beachbody, go under shop, and just start going through everything and just learning what we have to offer. Kate John says, does anyone have a streak tutorial? So there is a streak tutorial by Brooke. She has one on YouTube. It is a very in-depth. Oh my gosh. But Melanie Mitchell has one as well. I saw Candace just said that. Perfect. They're all different. I will say my streak is very, 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 very simple. I don't make mine confusing because it's too hard. Moving down streak. Do you respond to everyone's stats too? Yes, Megan, I respond to everyone's stats. Everyone's stats I respond to. Every email I respond to. And I do it. I don't have an assistant responding. I do it all. I usually sit down. It probably takes me like, today I spend an hour in my inbox going through all my emails. my emails itself. But it comes in waves, but I respond to all of them. Thing is, if you keep the questions short and simple, they're going to keep their answers short and simple. You know, that's our job, and that's how you have to look at it. That's a part of what we do. And I don't point everything out. In the past, when I was a new coach, like I talked about every single thing. Now I identify like one thing, and I'm like, hey, you mentioned that you were struggling with your nutrition. What's up with that? Like, why are you struggling? Like, I don't like talk about everything. I try to find one thing and just talk about that, so it doesn't become a novel, because emails take up a lot of time. Inbox does. Jonna said, I have a hard time getting my people to submit stats. That's normal, Jonna. A lot of people don't want to submit them. They don't. I have some girls who say, I don't want to put it in the stat form. I'm just going to email them to you and just put them in the email. I'm like, that's fine. Just get them to me. Let me see them. And that's it. Yep. Find the issue and work to solve it. We are problem solvers. That's what our job is. We help people. We find the solutions to their problems. That's what we do. Any other questions about that stuff? Increasing, it's 9:37. We'll move on to the next thing. Okay. So next is because of our goals right around the corner, 14 days away, and with some of you being newbies, and especially with our diamond strategy last week, I just want to open it up for the last like 20 minutes and give you guys the option to ask questions on diamond strategy or conversions or getting to like anything that has to do with diamond and beyond. Talk about. We're not going to talk about how to invite. We're not going to talk about branding. We're not going to talk about how to run an online training group, because it's all in the New Coach Mentorship. Okay. I want these questions to be geared towards locking in diamond, growing to diamond, becoming 1-star, and I want it to be level up conversation. Coach info sessions, those type of questions. So go ahead, ask away. I see Allie's hand up. Go ahead.
I just listened to, oh my gosh, was it the National Wake Up Call yesterday or today with Emily Favre?
Yes. Yeah.
My brain is mush. I'm sorry.
Yep.
I know this of her because I've watched some like YouTube trainings and stuff that she's talked about. And I know that she and Ashley Molstead like kind of lock arms with onboarding coaches. And specifically, I know the two of them onboard discount coaches almost exclusively until recently. So that's good for us who want to build a diamond quickly as far as strategy for right now.
Yeah.
So, and then for me, you know, going further. So my question is, they keep talking about, you know, onboarding a discount coach and telling them to do coach activities right off the bat. And I'm having a hard time, like, formulating what that looks like. Like, I know that Allie, you've said in the past, like, find 3 friends to do it with us or whatever. But like, I'll be honest, it's just not like, they're like, okay, whatever. Or like, they're either embarrassed to ask 3 friends, or I don't know what it is, if it's my verbiage that's wrong. But I wanted to maybe see if you had any new input on like how to get them to start acting like a coach early on, if that makes sense, with the intention of making lots of emeralds to build the diamond, I guess.
Yeah, no, it makes total sense. And I will say that I treat my discount coaches the way I treat business builders from day one when they sign up. Now, do some of them take action and do stuff? No, they don't. I mean, I have a new coach message thread right now where half of them don't even post, and they've never scheduled a one-on-one call with me, but I do everything the same. So what they do is, and I know that recently they just changed it, but I know that, and I think Chelsea in our Level Up group, she was asking a question about Emily today, but I know for sure, and I'll just tell you what I know about Emily and Ashley, is that when Emily started to go all in January, for 6 months, she invited 100 people a day. Number one, 100 people a day. I don't know if she's still doing that, but I know that she invited a minimum of 100 people a day, every single day for 6 months. And I know that's what helped her get all the way to Superstar and produce all of that. They also sign up every single person as a discount coach, every single person. And every single person goes on to the same path of becoming a coach. They get entered into the New Coach Mentorship. They are told, because that's what we do, and that's what they do is, hey, go find 3 friends to do this with you. They're not hesitant, and they don't get fearful. They just say, do it. And they do it with every single person. I do the same thing in my messages with every single challenger. I say, go find 2 or 3 friends to do this with you. And I put that in every single one of my messages for all of my people that are signing up as a discount coach. So now in saying that, if they're enrolling 30 to 40 people a month as discount coaches or business builders, not all of them are producing results. Because if you saw by Emily Favres, with her stats, she enrolled 400 and something coaches in a year, but only had 23 become diamond. So if you just look at those numbers, if she's enrolling 460 something coaches, only 23 became leaders. So that means, if you look at the percentage, gosh, that means that, and I'll give you the percentage. That's a very low amount of people who are enrolling that are actually becoming business builders. And in my eyes, honestly, you guys, diamond is just a stepping stone to building a business. You got to get to 2-star in my head. 2-star is like a legit business in my eyes. That's when my income became consistent. And that's when, I saw a huge jump in my income was that. So if you look at, I'm just going to do
When you put it that way though, with the numbers, because I did hear that 460 recruited and then 23 or 26 diamonds, that just solidifies what they always say. It's just a numbers game.
0.05. 0.05 are working coaches that she enrolls. So that's why, to me personally, and so last year, I don't know my numbers, but I do know for me personally, I definitely did not enroll that many coaches. I probably averaged 5, 10 a month, and our team produced 17 diamonds last year. 17 diamonds last year, our team did. Just my person sponsored coaches, 17. I definitely did not have 465. That is for sure. Because to me, quality versus quantity. And that's where, I personally, at this point for me, I don't sign up discount coaches unless I'm building for rank. Meaning, for example, if I was like one of you, I'm just going to use Danielle because I just looked at her face right there. So I'm going to use Danielle's strategy for this. Is with Danielle, she's diamond. So her next goal is to become 1-star. So if I was her, if I was Danielle and I was diamond, I would be helping build my husband to get to 1-star. That means every person would become a discount coach. But you better believe every one of those discount coaches, I would be adding them to the new coach mentorship. I'd be adding them to the Coach Family page. I would actually be making a graphic for them and recognizing them as well in the Coach Family page. I would be putting them in my new coach message pod on Facebook. I'd be sending them my welcome email. I'd be doing everything that I would be doing with the business builder just for them to see what the possibilities are, because you never know who can become a coach. You never know. And all those people would become discount coaches. Now, for me personally, in my situation, I'm not trying to build to diamond currently in any of my business centers. So I'm not enrolling people as discount coaches. I'm keeping business builders as coaches, and I'm keeping customers as customers. Now, when I open up my 3rd and 4th business center, I will sign everyone up as a discount coach again to get to diamond within 7 to 10 days. That's what I'll do. I'll literally sign up every single person in 7 to 10 days to get there when I'm building for that strategy. And that's where most of you are right now. You're building people as discount coaches. So with that, for example, I had a new girl that signed up today as it says I should be going to bed right now. I'm not really going to bed right now. Sorry about that. So I had someone sign up today as a discount coach, and I've already sent her the welcome email. She actually messaged me back and she said, "Hey, I got your welcome email." This is exactly what I said to her. Let me read it to you. I have it in a shortcut on my phone, and she messaged me and I said, let me tape it up. I have NC for my shortcut. It says, "You are on a roll, girly. I love it. Make sure to complete your 30-day action plan and email it to me before you schedule our one-on-one call. And for all one-on-one accountability and support, we will message on Boxer. So check that out now. Your first goal is to help 3 ladies join our online fitness and nutrition training group and get the same pack as you. Sound good? XOXO Allie." Every single person that texts me when they get my welcome email gets that message, whether they're a discount coach or not. That's what they're getting. And she texted me back, she said, "Yep, I'm already working on it," smiley face. Discount coach. She said, "Yep, I'm already working on it," because I told her what to do. And that's one thing that's really important as a leader is you can't question your ability to lead. You just have to lead. And you just have to be willing to tell them what to do because they don't know what to do. They don't know what to do. So if you don't tell them to help people, they're not going to help people. If you don't tell them to become emerald, they're not going to become emerald. I can name at least 5 or 6 people, or I can at least name 3 off the top of my head that this time last year, I said, you're just going to get to diamond. And they're like, I don't know what it is, but I'll do it. So sometimes it's just getting them to see what the vision is. And for her, she already said, okay, I'm already working on it. And it wasn't like difficult, and I didn't make it stressful. I just realized I have a typo in that message now that I've just read that out loud. But that's something I have, because in my new coach message, in my new coach email, it says, text me when you've received this email. So what happens is when they text me and I know that they've received it, then I know that they've received the content on what they need to do if they want to do more. And then I message her back. And then after that, we don't communicate via phone anymore. That's just me knowing that the first seed has been planted. And then they get introduced to all of the groups and everything and added into all of the other threads. And like I said, not everyone does it. Not every person jumps on the bandwagon. I mean, less than half. Go ahead, Candace.
2 things. One, would you mind putting the text you send back, like in the chat box?
Yep.
And then also, have you had, I'm like really trying to wrap my head around this, like treating discount coaches, because my whole line, which I think several of us use, to just get them to sign up as a discount coach is like, absolutely no coaching involved. I do all the coaching, Yeah. So it's really, I feel so awkward just like automatically sending them, because I feel like the new coach welcome email can be a little bit overwhelming. I think it's all needs to be there, so I use it. Similar to what you send, but you know what I'm saying? Have you ever had anybody be like, what? I told you I'm not.
Yeah, I've had some people that are like, I didn't sign up to coach. And I'm like, oh, that's okay. I said, just ignore it. I was like, I just send that to all of my people that sign up.
Okay.
And I tell them that, I'm like, just ignore it. I said, I like to send that to all of my people that sign up, whether as discount coaches or coaches, so they know like what they have like as an opportunity. And they're like, okay. And they delete it and they move on.
Okay.
I've had 1 or 2 girls actually remove themselves from my new coach message pod because they were discount coaches and they didn't want to be in it. I'm not offended though. I don't want them to miss out, because in my 4 years of coaching, I'm still blown away by the discount coaches who turn into coaches. And it's because they see it and they want to be a part of it. Yeah, hold on. Let me get this. Let me screenshot this. Hold on. I'm fixing my typo. Now, first goal is to help 3 ladies join. Okay, so I'm going to screenshot that, and then I'm going to close that. Hold on. I'm going to screen share with myself. I don't think I can put it in the chat box. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that message thread in my Level Up Leaders group, and then I'm going to give it to you, and you can pass it on to your people, because pretty much all of you are in there. You can pass it on. So hold on. I've been shouting out coach conversions in my group. Okay. Can you share your new coach email to all of you? So mostly all of you, Megan, you should have gotten my new coach email, because I put you on that discount coach thing, but I can send it again. If you want my new coach email, just email me. I'm just going to do that because I don't want to have to keep track of everyone. So if you look at my email down here, imperfectlybalancedbyally@gmail.com, if you email me and just say, hey, can you send me your new coach email? I'll send it to you. There you go. Okay, next is Alyssa said, I've been shouting out coach conversions in my group too. Yeah, that's a really good idea. Shouting them out. What Alyssa means is she's shouting out her coach conversions into her challenge group when challengers become coaches. And then posting coach info sessions in there too. Yeah, that's perfect. Because you want them to see what the opportunity is. If you don't talk about it, they don't know. They don't know that you have a coach info session coming up next week for them to be a part of it. So for example, next week I will be hosting, I know Alyssa hosts her own, I know Allison and Danielle host their own. I do one that's like team wide, so pretty much all of you can add to the one I host. But I have one next week. I have one that starts next Tuesday. yeah, actually I'm going to be starting on Monday because we have new leadership. So I'm going to be doing one next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So the 4th, 5th, and 6th, I'll be doing one. You guys can invite people to come listen to that and then share that into your challenge group. Like I'll share that into my challenge group because then I'll be doing like behind the scenes of NLC, New Leadership Conference from LA next week in that group. So share that over. Megan said, so then I'm assuming you're introducing discount coaches in the group. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. If I have any discount coaches that sign up, they get announced in the Coach Family page. I don't announce them in Dynasty United, like in that group. I don't announce discount coaches in there. I only announce them into our Coach Family page with a graphic. Yes, with a graphic. Now, I will say I've been kind of steering away from welcoming coaches into Dynasty United because it's just becoming too many groups and people are getting like overwhelmed. So at this point, I'm pretty much just welcoming coaches in our Imperfectly Balanced Coach Family page, and that's it. Just because it's just lots of groups and it can become very overwhelming. Cindy, okay, so that's a good question. Cindy said, so should I check with my discount coaches if they want to be added to the Coach Family page or just add them? I just add them.
It's also a little different now, right? Because they have to accept.
Yes.
That just changed. So I feel less bad now because, I mean, I didn't care before either, but.
Yeah, they won't just be added to a group. They have to like accept that they've been added. So if you add them, Cindy, and they're like, I don't want to be a part of this, they can just decline it. Like, so the problem is too, that stinks with that is like, I add people for my Live Your Passion coaching event. I'll add them and they're like, hey, I never got notified. And I'm like, you have to approve the group first and then you can be added. It's kind of annoying, that new change, but it is what it is. But that's really smart too, Candace, because it will eliminate people that don't want to be in the Coach Family group. So there's been one person who I keep putting her in the Coach Family page, but she keeps removing herself, but she keeps getting points on the board. And I'm like, why doesn't she want to stay in the group? She keeps getting Success Club points on the board, but she obviously doesn't want to be in the group. So, so yeah, put him in. It can't hurt. I mean, you can ask, I mean, if there's any discount coach, if there's any past discount coach that became a coach that's in here, do you have any feedback on that? Maybe from experience, from being a discount coach who became a coach, a business building coach. Anyone? Jonna, you were a discount coach who became a coach. Any words of wisdom for those people that have discount coaches?
I think the Imperfectly Balanced Family page like creates FOMO. When you see the Success Club, you see everybody's pictures up there, like you want to be up there and a part of that too.
Yeah. Especially if you have like certain personalities that just clicks and they're like, oh, what is that? Like, what's the retreat? Or what's the Success Club? Or what's Summit? Oh my gosh, Rachel Hollis, she's going to be speaking at an event. I want to go to it. Literally, I couldn't believe how many people went crazy, like discount coaches, when they saw that Rachel Hollis was coming. They're like, I got to get my Summit ticket right now. And I'm like, it took Rachel Hollis for you to buy a ticket, but it did. And they were discount coaches, so you just don't ever know. So Chelsea said, so any of my coaches I have now, should I just add them to the group? Yeah. I mean, Chelsea, I would. I add every discount coach to the Coach Family page and the new coach mentorship. And obviously now they can decline it if they don't want to be a part of it. I mean, I think I've literally had 2 people in all of my years say, why are you adding me to this group? Literally. I can think of one, and I'm saying maybe 2, but for sure 1. Like, I've never had someone like that say, don't put me in there. And I do mentorship too, Allie. Yeah. I put them in there. You can't be afraid. Listen, you cannot be afraid of the what ifs and what's going to happen. You just have to I just hope and pray that someone's going to catch fire and they're going to see that this person over here is a mom of 4 and she's coaching and she's doing amazing. And she's like working in her power pockets of time. They're like, I can do that. I can so do that. You never know who's going to inspire someone when you put them in the coach page or the coach mentorship. You never know. It's like, even with the branding day, I had a coach who messaged me. She's like, she was a discount coach. And she's like, that branding post came up and I saw that all of these people in there were full-time working moms and this, and that. She's like, it's making me think that maybe I can do this because I didn't think I could do it because I worked full time, but now I think I maybe can. So you never know what someone's going to see for them to say, maybe I could do this. Maybe. Never know. Yeah, the mentorship. And just so you know, I am going to be changing the mentorship just a little. I'm actually going to create units for the mentorship. Just because right now I'm having to schedule them out every single month, which is great, but I've never had one coach that's actually stayed on track with it. I've never had one coach that stayed on track consistently with like day 1, Monday, day 2, Tuesday, day 3, never. So I'm just going to put it in units, like our challenge group. So there isn't a matter of like day 1 is starting this day. It's pretty much add them to the group. They start unit 1, which is day 1, and then they can just go through the process. And it will say like day 1 done, and you can actually see their progress as well. It'll just make it easier, you know, because people are trying to find units or find days, and they're like, I can't find it. So I'll be switching that. That's one of my February projects is to do that. Okay, 3 minutes left. I'll take 2 more questions. 2 more questions, anyone? Or feedback or tips?
So I have a question.
Yeah.
So at what point, like some of the coaches that have been around longer than some of the newer ones, like do you start to kind of pull away from your stuff and offer, you know, your own kind of challenge groups and your own mentorship and all of that? Like, I just don't really know at how many people or at what point I really need to like brand my team separate from Imperfectly, you know, balanced.
Yeah, no, that's a great question. I will say, I think Alyssa would be good to talk on this. And I know Allison made a comment. Chelsea actually asked, or was it Chelsea? Chelsea asked a question in our Level Up the Leaders thread, and Allison said something about challenge groups specifically. So I'm going to let all of you take over that topic, not me.
Okay, so I'll go first. I honestly, I'm a big proponent of using what is available. So if Allie's offering something, you better believe I'm going to use it. And that's kind of what I teach my girls too, because honestly, why would I recreate something that is done really well? Like, I still use and stick all my coaches in the 20-day mentorship training because I'm not going to spend my time and recreate that. The only reason why I have like a separate group is because that's just how I started. And so like with our team, I have a handful of coaches that have their own group, but the majority of the girls, like we work together in the team-led page because it's just a bigger engagement. And it's also like the stuff is already set up for them so that they can really concentrate on growing their business. And it's just easier, you know, if you're not doing everything yourself, then you have more time to spend doing your business. And it's really the benefit of working together as a team. Otherwise, you know, you could just recreate everything and do it yourself. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So that would be my input on it.
And I think there was recently, I would say probably the last year, Alyssa, but there were times where I would leave coach info sessions and Alyssa just added stockpiles of people. And she's like, I'm not going to do it. She's like, I'm not good at videos. She's like, I'll just throw them in your group for like sessions.
Yeah, no, and then recently, you know, I think the truth is like, I had somebody ask, one of my girls asked about like a PS page. And I was like, oh my gosh, I still don't have a PS page. I had a PS page and I like canceled it because it was just a waste of my time. Like Allie does all the like posts and stuff, all the things. The only thing I have is I have like a team page, like a family page for my like PS coaches and their PS coaches, where sometimes I'll do videos or separate recognition in there, but we work together as a team and I don't have like a separate PS page and a separate team page. I just use like the Ivy family page. Yeah. It's just better. It's easier. It's way easier.
Allison, do you want to say anything? Oh, Megan, that would be good because you guys are vets.
I'm kind of reading Megan's as I was going to talk because I'm sure we're going to say the same thing. So Megan and I have probably been around the longest, and we were in an era of, and this is nothing against Allie, but literally every coach on the planet was taught to kick everybody out of the nest. And we were kicked out of the nest. It was, you do 1 month with me and then you do your own. And so that's the only reason why I have my own. And I have toyed, actually, I think Danielle and I talked about this. I have toyed with throwing my girls into the group because, to be quite honest, I have a level of FOMO with your challenge group because I don't have time to do mine, which is really big and growing, and that one. So if they were just in that one, it would be a whole different story. My girls want nothing to do with it. They think even mine's getting too big, and they want quaint and small. So my only piece of advice is potentially to always have a message thread or a pod of just your people, and then just stay in Allie's. Honestly, it's so much off of your plate if you guys can all co-lead it. Obviously, that's what Alyssa just said, but I hands down, if I could, I have too many people invested in just this group. I can't break free from it, but totally wouldn't break free.
Megan, can you talk, or you have babies all over?
I do, but I can talk quietly. Can you hear me? Yeah? Okay. So I just sort of typed this out, but exactly what Allie said. I immediately jumped into doing everything on my own, including my challenge group. And just in December, I think it was, I went back with Allie's group because I always felt like my groups weren't interactive enough and weren't exciting. You know what I mean? That is something Allie's group has. If you're in it, you know. And since getting back into it, I feel like my business is totally flourishing again. It was dead for a little while. So yeah, I would say stay with it, especially with what Alyssa said about the family page. I had my own team page, and that was at just a different time where everybody thought you had to have your own groups. And the thing is you're missing out on the whole team aspect when you do that. And I think that you're almost you're separating yourself from the bigger thing that we always talk about is so awesome. So why would you do that sort of thing? That's just my personal opinion, having gone through it. I actually, what Allie Kay said, I had some girls when I went back to, because I have lifers now at this point, because I've been doing this for 3.5 years. I had some people who didn't love the idea of switching things up, but I just made the decision that if my business was gonna go anywhere, I had to do it. So I did it, and now they're fine. So so people adjust, and you realize who is going to be in it for the long run and that sort of thing. And but yeah, I would say that if you're in Allie's group now, don't make any rash decisions to leave. That's just my opinion. I hope that helps.
No, I was just kind of hoping to find out that I wasn't ever going to get kicked out of there. I was
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't
think
kicked
so.
out of the nest.
As long as you're not approving weird people like that weird person that got approved last week, then I'm good. And even, it was interesting, even I think it was last year at Summit, if you're 2-star, you get to be a part of a leadership session at Summit. And Julie Borez spoke at this leadership session, and she's been a coach for, I believe, 12 years now. 12 years she's been a Beachbody coach. I mean, she's one of the founding coaches. She's a superstar. I mean, millionaire. She's been around. And she still runs coach-led challenge groups. She said it works because power of community. She said her coaches run the group together. It allows the coaches to work together, and it allows them to focus on building a team and investing in their coaches. Because if you guys really want to level up, you've got to invest in your coaches, and you've got to be doing one-on-ones with them, offering one-on-ones. You need to be, being able to talk to them when they need help, to get them on here and talk to them after this and say, hey, how can I help you? If you truly want to be here for the long term and not be burnt out and hit your goals and build an income, you've got to be able to invest in a team and to also invite to your team. And if you are, running a challenge group, I mean, that's easy running it with 20 or 30 coaches. It's awesome. I would never want to run a challenge group by myself again. I feel like I'd be so boring. you know, and it brings different diverse groups of people in. I mean, there's so many women, my challengers, that connect with other coaches that are in our group because maybe they're, you know, they work night shifts as a nurse, or maybe because they have 5 kids and I only have 3 kids. Like, my challengers and my clients are able to see other coaches and see how they do things. So it truly is power in numbers, and it gives you so much more support and credibility. So thanks for getting on, Amber. So yeah, sorry, I said we would have 2 questions and that went to 10:06. So I think that was a great call. It was really, really good. So remember, be brave, be bold to tell every new customer, every new coach about your favorite product. Make sure that you work on retaining your current people because they are your biggest supporters. They've already said yes to you. Now you just have to maintain the relationship, and, you know, sign up for our retreat, get registered, fill out the tracker so we can see what your goals are. And it's just January. You guys, we have 11 months, literally 11 months to level up, to help lots of ladies and to do some amazing things in our businesses together. So thanks for getting on. I appreciate your time. You guys are amazing and can't wait to celebrate all of you achieving your first set of goals in quarter 1. Woo-hoo! Okay. Have a great night, ladies. And thanks for working so hard. Bye.